What's good, YouTube? It's Daniel-san here, and today I'll be sharing with you 3 tools that I use to help me learn kanji fast. So let's get straight into it. Alright, so before I share you guys my 3 tools that I use, I want to give you guys a quick overview of what kanji is. So there's actually over 10,000 kanji. I know that sounds very intimidating, but in Japan, roughly there's only about 2,000 that are used regularly on a daily basis. And I know you guys are still thinking like, wow, 2,000, that's a lot of kanji, but I mean, shoganai. The very important thing is that, if you get started today and start learning the kanji today, over time it'll start building up. Luckily for us, we're living in a digital age now. I mean, compared to the people back then when there was no internet and no iPhone, foreigners had to learn kanji through like a super thick dictionary. I mean, just imagine just how hard that is to just learn kanji through a dictionary like that, compared to now where we have internet, the iPhone. It's so much easier to search up the kanji and to learn it. So I think it's I mean, it's hard, but it's not as hard as it looks. So kanji has two readings. One is onyomi and kunyomi. For me personally, when I started learning kanji, I didn't really try to focus too much on that. I focused on learning the actual meaning of the kanji. I think that's a more effective way. And over time, I just started remembering the reading. So basically, for the tools that I'm going to share with you, the main points that I want you to focus on is to just remember the meaning and to worry about the readings later. Because over time, you'll start to remember and start to catch on what the readings are when you start searching up through these tools that I share with you. Also, a quick bonus tip that I wish I knew when I first started learning kanji was learning the radicals. Every kanji is made up of radicals. There's actually about 200 radicals. I highly recommend that you're aware of these radicals when you're searching up these kanji, because a lot of kanjis, they look very similar. If you're able to pinpoint those radicals, you'll catch on to the difference. Let's start with the first tool that I use. This is my favorite tool that I still use on a daily basis. This is an app called Imiwa. So let me just show you what this... Oh, I didn't even download it. My apologies. I didn't know that. Yeah, I just downloaded the app. It's right here on my screen. I'm pretty sure you guys can see it now. So I'm gonna open it up real quick. So this is what you see at first. This Imiwa is basically just an electronic dictionary that has thousands of words that you can search. And the thing I love about this is that you can search it in English, you can search it in Japanese, you can search it in many languages like French, Portuguese, Spanish. It's great. I'm just gonna give you guys an example of how I use this. So let's say I'm just curious about a word, right? Let's say I want to know what big means. So let's just type in big and see what pops up. Alright, see, so there's like a whole bunch of meanings. Obviously, there's like a whole bunch of words that means big, but I'm gonna choose this one right here. So it shows you how to read it. It shows you the furigana up at top. So this is oki. Also, what I love about this dictionary is that it breaks it down very effectively. So it shows you that it's an adjective, it's an e adjective, and if you keep scrolling down, it'll show you example sentences. It'll show you in a whole bunch of different languages. You can see more examples. You can see a bunch of more examples right here. And at the very bottom, this is the part that I really want you to focus on. It shows you the decomposition of the kanji. So the kanji that's being used here is large, big. Also, it shows you up at top the meanings. It shows you the readings. Like I said previously, it shows you the on reading and the kun reading. Try not to mind this because as you can see here, there's a lot of readings for this kanji. Just kind of ignore that and mainly focus on what it means. So this kanji means big, large. Also, another great thing about this app is that it shows you how to write it. So if you can see on the right side, it's showing you what the stroke order is for this particular kanji. So this is a very basic kanji. If you can see at the top, left, it shows G1. That means this is what students learn at the grade 1 level. So this is a grade 1 level kanji. So if you keep scrolling down, you can see how many stroke counts there are. There's 3, and it'll show you the radical breakdown. For this one, it's just 1. So this is an actual radical itself. So this is one of the 200 radicals that I mentioned earlier. So this is a very good one to remember, as you'll see this one show up in many kanji. So if you keep scrolling down, also this is one that I really want you to pay attention to, is the compounds. So I'm gonna click here on the compounds. It'll show you what other kanji that it's combined with to create a word. Grade 1 kanjis are very commonly used. So like you'll see this kanji a lot in many words. You can see, like, this is a good one right here. See, taisetsu. Taisetsu, let's see, you can see what it means. So it means it's important. You can see that it shows what the reading is for this particular word. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys the next feature of this app that I really love to use is the analyzer feature. So it's highlighted right here actually, so I'm going to click it right here. Analyze, basically, you can just type in a sentence and it'll break down each word and each grammar for you. So I'm going to just put in a sentence right here. I'm going to just say like, watashi wa yakyū ga daisuki desu. So let's say there's like a sentence you don't know and you want to know what it means. So you can just type in the sentence here and it'll analyze it for you. So I'm going to click done. So it breaks it down for you and it even shows you the furigana up at top. So like you can click each compound, each kanji to know what it actually means. So like watashi, it shows you it means I. And then it also shows you the grammar, which is great. So like wa is actually a particle that's being used in this sentence. So basically it'll show you, I'm gonna click here. It shows you it's the topic. The topic is me, I. And then the next word, yakyū. If you don't know how to read, so you can click it right here and it'll show you, it means baseball. The next one, it'll show you the particle that's being used, which is ga. And this is, it shows you that it indicates the sentence subject. So, okay, then you click that, you'd be like, okay. And then the next word, if you don't know how to read it, you just click it right here. It says daisuki. Daisuki means very likable, like very much. Okay. And then desu is just like it is. So if you break down this sentence, it's saying, I love baseball. This is a very helpful tool to use to help you like learn what grammar is being used, what words are being used. You can click the word to show what the word actually means. So like if I click into baseball right here, it'll show that it means baseball. Yakyū means baseball. And then if you scroll down, it'll show you the kanji decomposition. So if you want to learn the kanji, you just click right here. And this one means planes. So it'll show you the stroke order right here. And it'll show you the on reading, the kun reading, everything like I mentioned previously. Just keep scrolling down. It'll show you what radical is being used, which is village, which is on the left side if you can see there. So just some like very basic features. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, you know. If you want to know what a word means, you just type it in to the search bar and it'll show it for you. What I mainly use this app for is for the stroke order. Stroke order is very important when you're remembering kanji. What I love about this app is that you can see how you can write it. Every time you learn a new kanji, I recommend that you write it over and over again. I also use it for when I'm reading manga, because the great thing about reading manga is that it shows the furigana. So like, if you studied your hiragana, you'd be able to read the hiragana and type in the hiragana into the search bar and it'll show what the word actually means. So a big portion of how I studied kanji was through manga, mainly because it showed you how to read it. And you know, even if you don't know what the word means, you could just use this app and just type it in real quick to see what it means. Manga also shows you like pictures, so you can also guess what it means. Imiwa was a great app that I used just to help me read. So like easy books, like children books, manga. Just like when I'm having a conversation with somebody and I don't know what they're saying, then I can just have them search it up for me. Imiwa was what I use every day, still to this day. You know, when you're learning a language, you never stop. You'll continue. It's been 5 years for me since I've been studying Japanese, so like I'm still learning something new every day. All right, so I'm gonna move on to the second tool that I use, which is Google Translate. So if you can see my phone right here, so I'm gonna click it right here. Pretty much what I use Google Translate for is just for the camera and the handwriting. If you guys can see that. I don't use Google Translate to just type in a sentence and just translate it for me. That way is very ineffective because Google Translate tends to not have a very accurate translation. What I use Google Translate for is for these two little features here, which is the camera and the handwriting. So I'm gonna show you guys what I use the camera feature for. So if I see a kanji, a physical, something that's physical in my hand that I don't know how to read, then that's what I would use the camera feature for. So I'm gonna use this. I'm in Japan right now, and so my apartment has like this little remote control, and as you can see, there's like a bunch of kanji written on there. You know, if I'm a beginner and I don't know how to read this stuff, and I was curious to know what it means, translate what this is. So say like I want to know what stop is. So if you can see here, I'm gonna turn on the camera app real quick. Say okay. So I'm gonna aim right here. Y'all can see here. So I'm not gonna do the instant because the instant is kind of inaccurate too. As you can see on the right side, it just says equal to F. Like I don't even know what that means. So I'm just press scan. I'm gonna press scan. I want to know. So this is a remote control for the air conditioner. So let's say I want to know what stop is. You know, just using like basic common sense, like stop would be the one that's colored red. So like I'm gonna just take a picture real quick, and I'm gonna just get. Oh wait, it didn't. One more time. I'm gonna like try to focus on this red button right here because red usually means stop. So I'm gonna just what? Oh, okay. Make sure the settings up top says Japanese to English. So like okay, I'm gonna do this one more time. Take a picture, scan it. So like it shows the little box. So like I'm gonna use my finger to like swipe over it. Hit so yeah, I guessed right. Obviously the red button will probably mean stop, but I want to know how to read the word. I want to know what is being said. So I'm gonna click this little blue arrow right here. And it says teishi. Teishi means stop. So like if I want to like really like break down and know what the kanji is, I'm gonna like select all of it, copy, and I'm gonna go back to the first tool that I mentioned, to Imiwa. So I'm gonna go back to Imiwa. Another cool neat feature about this, it has an auto clipboard feature. So like if you copy a word and you go back to the Imiwa app, it'll like automatically paste it into the dictionary. This word means stop, suspension. So like it'll show you the reading. It says teishi, and I want to know what the kanji means. So I'm gonna scroll down. And I want to know what this one means. So this particular kanji means halt. So every time when I learn a new kanji, I want to learn how to write it. So I'm gonna write this down. To always keep in mind, just always remember the main points that I mentioned in the beginning of this video is to remember the meaning of the kanji, as well as the stroke order and what radical is made up of. So like I want to see what radical is made up of. So it shows the radical. It says person. So it's the very left side. The left side means person. It also shows like a more breakdown of the right side, components. So if I click components, it's gonna show like all the radicals that it's made up of. And I'm gonna just practice writing this. I recommend, you know, every time you learn a new kanji, just like make some flashcards. Don't overwhelm yourself. Try to limit it to like maybe like 5 per day, max, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself with the kanji, as you know, it'll probably give you a headache. So yeah, so I'm gonna look at the second one. This one also means stop. So I'm gonna just like look at it, see the stroke order, and write it down. Make sure you write it down, and don't worry about the on reading. As you can see, there's so many kun readings for this. It's yeah, just don't even worry about it. Just remember that it means stop. So both kanji mean stop, and when they're put together, it's read as teishi. So that's one of the cool main features that I like about the Google Translate app, is when you have a physical item and you want to know how to read the kanji, you can use the camera app on the Google Translate. All right, so the next feature that I want to talk about in this Google Translate app is the handwriting feature. It's kind of more geared towards like intermediate, advanced users that already kind of know what the stroke order is. When they look at it, they can see the kanji, and they're able to break down what it is and able to write it down. What I like about this feature is that every time you write down the kanji, it'll help you remember it. So that's why I like to use the handwriting feature more. I'm gonna go back to the remote control and try to figure out what kanji that's being said on here. So like I'm gonna look at the one with the arrows. With the arrows, from common sense, if this is a remote control for the air conditioner, if it's showing arrows, it's probably like something to do with like adjusting the temperature. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what the kanji is, and I want to know what is being said here. So if I can look here, break down what the radicals are. So I'm gonna just like open the handwriting and I'm gonna look here. When you're writing down kanji, it's always going from left to right. So you always want to break down the kanji from left to right. See what's on the left first. So like I'm gonna write down what's on the left first for this particular kanji, which is this one basically means water. And then automatic insertion. Make sure you turn automatic insertion off because yeah, if you're kind of slow at writing the kanji, then this might not be very good for you. So I'd recommend turning it off because even me personally, I'm not that fast at writing the kanji. So I'm gonna do this again real quick. So water, and then to the left side it has the little box with the line going through it, and then on the bottom it shows this one means plate, I think. So after I write it down, it shows up on the left side what I'm trying to write. And if I look at the remote control, it's similar. So I'm gonna click that one, and then I'm gonna write the next one that's over there. So it got the little top hat with the little line going through, here, 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 and I'm gonna click that. So this particular compound means temperature, but I want to know what the kanji means, so I'm gonna click the arrow. Google Translate already shows you how to read it. It says ondo. So just to make sure, just because like I said, that Google Translate is not that accurate, so just to double check, I want to go back to the Imiwa app just to make sure. Yes, it means temperature. It's read as ondo, and I want to know what the kanji is. So the first one means warm, and I want to look at it here, and it shows me how to write it. I think I wrote it correctly. Yes, I did. Sasuga. So I'm gonna look down, see what's the radicals made up of. The radical left side is water, like I said, and the components. I want to click the components. First one up at the top is day, and the one at the bottom is dish. Yeah, like I said, plate. That one, and then the second one means degrees. So I'm gonna click that. Learn how to write it. Make sure you look at the stroke order as it does it automatically for you. You can write it over and over again. Just keep practicing. I would recommend writing the kanji at least 10 times if you're a beginner. So just so it'll stick to you. So yeah, that's basically what I use Google Translate for. It's very helpful. If you're practicing to write down the kanji, it'll stick to you more. So yeah, I hope you guys will use this tool for your benefit. Alright, so for the last tool that I'm going to show you guys is built for your computer. This is not something you could use on your iPhone. This is for your computer. So like I'm going to show you guys. This app is called Rikaikun. Rikaikun. There you go. So if you download it, if you have a browser like Google Chrome or like Firefox or something, you could download this app straight to your browser. So after you download it, it's going to show up right here. It's going to show up with this little icon right here. This is actually the kanji for D. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to activate it. It's going to turn on. So like in the Google search bar, I just search for some like free books that we can read just so I can kind of demonstrate what this extension can do. Okay, so I'm gonna click the first link here, just to see if I can read some free books. So this one's like #1 trending right now. So if I hover over to the what it is, we can see that this kanji is tenshi, which means angel, and then you can also hover over the particle, which is no, and the next to that is kubiwa. This is a story about the angel's necklace. So like just like click here, see what this book is about. Got 12,000 likes. So it must be a good book, so we'll see. But the great thing about this is that like you can go on a like on a Japanese website that's fully Japanese, and if you don't know how to read it, all you can do is just like hover over. So you can just like hover over the kanji. You can see how to read it, and I think it's very useful. I think this is a very great tool. I think you guys should really use this tool. These are the 3 tools that I still use to this day to learn kanji. I plan to show you guys in more detail on how I utilize these tools in my future videos, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it. If you found this video helpful at all, please leave a like. Also, let me know in the comments if you have any other questions. As always, thank you for watching, and remember, it's Daniel-san. Peace.